Students, welcome in my channels. So students, in today's lecture we are going to start organic chemistry lecture number 8, and in this lecture a very important concept we are going to understand in today's lecture, and that is the functional group. So in today's lecture we are going to understand a very important point, and that point is the functional groups. So what is the functional group, that we are going to understand in details in today's lecture. So functional group is the very important points of the organic chemistry. So what is the functional group? First understand the concept of functional group. So functional group is defined as atom or group of atom. Concentrate here, atom or group of atoms joined 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 in a specific specific manner in a specific manner which is responsible for responsible for the characteristic chemical properties of organic compound. So this is the definitions of the functional group. Student, keep in your mind this definition, very important. A discussion is going on. What is the functional group? Just concentrate here, just I will tell you. So it is a atom or group of atoms. So what is a functional group? Atom or group of atom, and they are joined together, correct? But how they are joined? They are joined in a specific manner. So the arrangement is in a specific way, and which is responsible, and this specific manner is responsible for what? This is responsible to show the characteristic chemical properties. So that particular systematic manner shows us that the chemical properties of that respective organic compound. So whatever be the organic compounds is there, xyz, so by that compound, how the specific arrangement is there of functional groups, which functional group is arranged in that compounds. So by that we can easily understand the chemical properties of that functional groups. So okay, so that organic compound, that is the functional group actually, correct? तो आपके समझ में आ रहा होगा शायद अभी फंक्शनल ग्रुप मीन्स व्हाट। तो इसमें ऐसे कंपाउंड्स होते हैं कि जिसमें फंक्शनल ग्रुप एक ऐसे ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स है कि जिसमें हमें उसका अरेंजमेंट जो है एटम्स का और ग्रुप ऑफ एटम्स हम बोल सकते हैं, तो उनका सिस्टमेटिक अरेंजमेंट होता है ये जो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड में, ये फंक्शनल ग्रुप का। और उससे हमें पता चलता है कि ये जो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स है एक कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी बता रही है, ठीक है? तो इसे हम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में फंक्शनल ग्रुप बोलते हैं। तो लेट अस सी व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स। हमें पता करना है अभी कौन से टाइप के फंक्शनल ग्रुप होते हैं और उनका रोल क्या है ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में और ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स बनाने में। तो चलिए हम डिस्कस करते हैं व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट कॉमन फंक्शनल ग्रुप। चलो बात करते हैं कॉमन फंक्शनल ग्रुप्स की। तो कॉमन फंक्शनल ग्रुप जो आपको मालूम होने चाहिए, कॉमन फंक्शनल ग्रुप। So what are the common functional group that we are going to discuss now? So what are the common functional group, student? This is again very important point. So the first common functional group is there, and that is the halide functional groups. Halide. So halide functional group is the common functional group. It is represented by letter capital X. So this is the representation of the letter, that is the X. So X is the halide functional groups, and which elements are coming, particularly fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. These elements are included in the halide family. You know that group number 17 family. So the representation of this particular functional group is in such a way that the general formula is Rx. Keep in your mind, very important. So the general formula is the Rx. So it indicates that this is the alkyl group. R means alkyl group, already we have studied in the last lecture. So R is the alkyl group, keep in your mind, and this is the halide group. This is the halide group, understand? So the representation of this halide group is there in this way. Rx is the representation, and this particular organic compound, the type of this organic compounds is, comes in the haloalkane. Haloalkane. So this is very important. The type of the organic compound is the haloalkane. So if we want to see example, you come to know that how the haloalkane name is there. Halo means what? Halogen, and the alkane is there because there is the single bond between the carbon, that's why. And the suffix which is going to use for the this compound means particularly for the halide compounds is the ane, as alkane is joined, so this group is joins with alkane, that's why the suffix is always ane for the alkyl halides. Okay, so keep in your mind these things, very important points is going on. This is the functional groups of the halides. So let us see what is the examples of alkyl. Let us see CH3Cl. Okay, so CH3Cl, this is alkyl group, and this is your halide group chlorine, correct? So the name of the compound is what? This is the methyl chloride, correct? So methyl chloride, but in the form of the haloalkanes, what is the name of this compound? Halo is what? This is the chloro, correct? So in the form of haloalkane, see this is the chloro group and this is methyl group, so chloromethane. So chloromethane, as I told you how we are going to name this. So in the form of haloalkanes we can write chloromethane, and commonly we call as the methyl chloride also, correct? So this is the one first functional groups which is very important functional group, that is the Rx family. So halide functional groups. The next functional groups are there, students, that you have to concentrate here. The next functional group is the alcoholic functional groups. So alcoholic functional groups is represented by the general representation is the ROH. So ROH is the general representation for the alcohol, and the suffix which is going to use for this is OL. So alcohol OL suffix is there. So suffix is OL. Keep in your mind, suffix is OL. So as the alcohol is there, that's why suffix is OL. Understand? So this is another one important functional groups. Suffix is OL. Then another one functional group is there, student. After that, aldehyde functional group is there. Aldehyde. So in the aldehyde functional group, so aldehyde means CHO bond is there. Keep in your mind, aldehydes means if CHO bond is there, that is aldehyde group is there. And if aldehyde group is there in your compound, then you have to use as the suffix. So for the aldehyde, the suffix is al. These suffix are very important, students. In the next topic we are going to understand the role of this suffix. Okay, so now we are studying only the functional groups, which are the different types, and their suffix we are going to understand. So aldehyde CHO group, and the suffix is al. Next function group is the carboxylic acid. So next function group is the carboxylic acid, and carboxylic acid is represented by the COOH. COOH. And if the COH bond is there in your compound, so we have to use the suffix for this carboxylic acid as a suffix as a oic acid. So oic acid suffix you have to use in the compounds. If the COH bond is there in your compound, you have to use oic acid as a suffix for the carboxylic acid. After this, there is another functional group is there. So keep in your mind these all the things. Ketone. Ketone is another functional group. So what is the ketone? So the representation of ketone is like that, R C double bond O and R dash. So this is alkyl group, you know that the alkyl group may be same or different also. So ketone C double bond O is there between two R groups, and the suffix for the ketone is ONE. Keep in your mind, suffix is ON. Suffix are very important, students. suffix, very important. Keep in your minds all the suffix of all the functional. So this is the ketone functional group, and the suffix is ONE. The next functional group is their ether. Next functional group is the ether, students. So the representation of ether is ROR dash. Okay, so between two R there is the only single O is there, and the suffix for the ether is oxy. So oxy word we have to use if the ether compound is there. At that times we have to use the oxy as a suffix. So this is the part which is very important, students, for your study, and to understand the organic chemistry in the proper way. So what are the different functional groups I told you? Just concentrate once again. First one is the halide functional group, second one is the aldehyde functional groups. Alcohol is there, then third one is the aldehyde, then fourth one is the ketone, then fifth one is the acid, correct? Then fifth one is the carboxylic acid functional group. Then sixth one we have studied, that is the last one is the ether. So these are the common functional groups, students. You must know the name of these functional groups and what suffix are going to use for this all the functional groups. See all the suffix and their part. So halide functional group is what? Halide functional group suffix is ane, correct? Alcohol functional group is there, means ol suffix is there. If aldehyde is there, aldehyde functional groups in the compound, means which suffix will become al. If ketone functional group is there, then you have to use the one suffix. If acid functional group is there, carboxylic acid, so at that times you have to use the oic acid as a suffix, and if ether is there, then you have to use the oxy suffix. So very important part, students. I hope now you understand what is the functional group and how the different suffix are used for the different functional groups, and this is very important part. I hope you understand. So students, keep watching my channel and share my other videos to your friend also. They also will get the benefits from our video. So students, see once again all the parts properly. और कुछ डिफ़िकल्टी आपको आ रही तो मुझे ये मैसेज कर सकते हैं आप, तो आपको आने वाली वीडियो और भी अच्छी तरह से आपको मिलेंगे फिर। और ये टॉपिक्स जो हमने अभी बनाए हैं तो ये रिवाइज कीजिए, ऐसे ही वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, और जो नए नए वीडियो मैं डाल रहा हूँ अभी उसको ज़रूर आप खुद देखिए और अपने फ्रेंड को भी शेयर कीजिए, जिससे उनको भी बेनिफिट हो सके। थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ़ यू।